Um, my name's Bob Smith, funny enough. Let's see, what do I do? I'm a human of Bristol, as the channel would say. Lived here for coming on 6 years now. I first came out here because my brother Bill, he asked me to, he saw the life that I was living and that maybe it was going down a path of looking beyond myself for something else to fill a void, and thought that maybe coming out here, spending some time in somewhere different than the place that I grew up may lend to that, in a good way.
What sort of path were you on, if you don't mind me asking?
One of chaos and probably my own destruction if I stayed on it.
Okay, so around 3 years ago, maybe more, even closer to 5 than 3 years ago, I got really depressed for a long time and was really unhappy, and for bits couldn't really see the light. For really long bits couldn't really see the light, and then did a lot of fucking work. Did weekly therapy and tried to do what I needed to do. And I learned so much, and yeah, I know myself well better than I've ever had, and I protect myself more than anything right now, and I think that's very special. It took, being in such a bad relationship with myself to reconcile, and that's probably the best thing that's happened to me, to reconcile with myself and to be at a point where I can say I love myself. And that was badass.
What makes me happy? A lot of things. Going out. I would just say spending times with my friends and just keeping positive. Just going out mainly, which has been pretty crap, obviously, with COVID and stuff. But me and my mates have made the most out of it, really. And
What do you do when you go out?
terms of raves.
Hey, you can say whatever you want, by the way. I don't
Yeah.
care. You say what you're
Yeah.
comfortable with. I don't care.
And of course, don't know, just go out to raves, try some new experiences into different things, if you know what I mean. But
Go to raves.
yeah,
No.
I don't want to dob myself in like that.
Everybody's having this vaccine, right? What's this vaccine about? Isn't it? Right? We've all got immune systems, right? All got immune systems.
You know the vaccine doesn't
Right.
contain any of the coronavirus in it.
And the thing is that, it's common knowledge that it's not 100% effective. So why would you have it? You wouldn't get a polio vaccine if you could still fucking get polio. Do you know what I mean? It's just do you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you put yourself at risk of fucking blood clots and all these spike proteins, right? For what gain? What gain have we got from having that vaccine? None whatsoever. Nothing. Like, what you should be doing, what they should be telling you to do is getting your smoothies out every morning with your healthy veggie breakfast, right? Eat all your greens, eat all your fruits, get it all in you, all the vitamins, all the minerals. Like, get yourself off the meat. That's what's causing all of a lot of bad things, and all the Babylon food. It's all the Babylon food, man. I feel like this has been a bit of a rant, to be honest, but too right. I'm fucking angry about it.
Yeah.
I am. It's not. It's got to the point where we're all. Everyone I know, we're all fucking. We're angry. The events industry is angry, man, and the government is a global laughingstock, really.
My dad passed away when I was 16, which was very difficult. And we just moved to England from Tanzania, so it was a very difficult time, being 16, moving countries. But I got through it. It's 10 years later now, and I feel like it teaches you a lot about yourself, and yeah.
I think for me, because obviously where I'm quite young still, a lot of things that seem so big to me are relationships and being in a relationship with someone. And I found what I did was I would jump into a relationship before I'd really realised or developed or processed my feelings. And I'd always ask myself, what can I do for them? What can I do for them? And I never asked, like, am I okay? And I think I've learnt now that there's so much beauty to be found in being by myself and being with these people that I platonically love, and they platonically love me. And I think when you're young, that's something that's so important to make sure that you don't put to the side, because it really helps you shape like an authentic self.
I got the fear of the meth and the crack from all the tweakers around that were living in my neighborhood. They're just like, oh, what's wrong with them? Oh, they did a lot of meth. Scared me away from it a bit.
So the path of chaos that you were on, was it to do with Class A drugs?
Oh, it definitely turned that way. Yeah. That was the end of the roller coaster. That was right at the point, where it's like, oh, are we gonna go over? Are we gonna fly? Oh, no, maybe we should just pull back a bit, and kind of. Yeah, it was definitely a chaotic night after being completely teetotal for a long time. Nothing going in other than a bit of psychedelics every now and then. I had a night filled with police and cocaine and way too much acid, and me taking all that acid because I was worried about the police and cocaine and alcohol being where I'm from and people under the age of 21. Oh! Chaos for Bob. So that wound up with me running through Salt Lake City around 4 a.m. with no shirt, no shoes on, tripping my balls off, asking homeless people for directions on which way north is to try to get back to my buddy's house so I could figure out some sort of semblance of the world, because by this point I'd broken my phone, I'd broken my SIM card because I was fucking tripping on acid and thinking, well, they're gonna look into everything, I gotta break it. Whoa, that was a good idea until you're released, not knowing where you're at a house party and nobody to contact because all your friends have fled. A smart way of doing it. Or you were tripping so much on acid yelling at the cops that they just got told to go away. So yeah, what led me to Bristol was a drug-fueled chaos. Yeah.
There was one moment where when I was really struggling with it, and my dad, who knows me better than anyone else in this world, he's my number one human, he started to try to understand it. And we once went out for lunch with his best friend that happens to be this chiropractic and really spiritual. So he was seeing that something was wrong, and my dad had more or less told him, and he asked me, what's the overwhelming feeling that you feel? Like, right now, what do you feel the most? Be honest. And my first reply was like, sadness. Remember, my dad took me aside after and he was like, I cannot comprehend it. You're so bubbly, you're always laughing, you're like, and you feel sad. So it was even hard for my dad to understand it, which always makes it a bit harder because you have to explain yourself a bit more. I'm just like, I'm faking it. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I mean, about 10 years ago or so, I had an eating disorder, and that was horrific for everyone involved. Probably more my family than it was for me, but it was pretty horrendous. And yeah, I can't really say how many steps or what the journey was to health, but a lot of it has come from, I don't know, just trying to not be so harsh on myself, I suppose. But yeah, that was a really tough time. I think I feel guilty for that my family went through more pain than I think I did.
A few things, I suppose, that I've learned from people I quite admire in my life are, one, you're never on time. You're either early or you're late. Two, you're always on time. You're right where you're supposed to be. Anything that you are expecting to do or have done doesn't actually exist. There's only right now. And three, never give up, because that's the advice you'll give or get, hopefully give at some point, but get from anybody that you find that you admire or that is you see is successful, they're probably going to give you the same like pearl of advice, which is just don't give up. Anything that you think you want to do, start doing it, even if it's a tiny step. It's the first step is the beginning of an entire new adventure. So just take the first step, don't give up, and just remember to be you, because there's only one of you. So hey, thanks for being you. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.